Yo, what's up, fam? I just want to touch on a really important concept real quick, and that's morning routines. Now, you've all heard 100 different things about morning routines and 100 different types, durations, styles, orders, the habits that are within it. There's no right or wrong morning routine. I do want to touch on the primary benefit of a morning routine and potentially motivate you guys on why you should actually implement it into your life. So, when most people wake up, the first thing they do is check their phone. And this puts you right in a reactive state into the day. You're not going into the day with intentional state. And the first half an hour of when you wake up is when you are most suggestible, meaning that your mood for the rest of the day and your intention and the way that you're primed for the rest of the day is going to be largely determined in how that first half an hour, how that first hour goes. And if you're opening up your phone and immediately checking everything, you're subjecting yourself to a very wide spectrum of emotions by looking at your phone. It could be negative texts, negative emails, negative news. If you're going on social media, you could be comparing yourself to somebody or whatever the case may be. Oftentimes when you open your phone, it's not a positive emotion that is a result of it, right? So we're subjecting ourselves to potential negativity, and it's definitely going to be a lot less than the positivity we could be acquiring through that first half an hour, the first hour of the day. So the object of a morning routine is to actually prime yourself for the day and inject positive emotions into the activities that are within the first portion of your day. So for example, coming out of your morning routine with gratitude, with motivation or inspiration, or perhaps some clarity through different habits can be super ideal, because then the rest of your day has that vibe to it. So I'm just going to go through my morning routine quickly and the benefits and reason why I have each habit in my morning routine, and then you guys could potentially take a habit or two or create your own morning routine based on what works for you. But I highly recommend that you create something if you don't already have something in place. All right. So my morning routine is currently about 2 hours, and first thing I do, I wake up at 4:55 each day. This is the fourth day I've been doing that, and I love it. So 4:55, and I count down from 5 in my head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I have to get up. Right? Pressing snooze literally makes me feel like shit in the morning. It's just something that makes me feel less motivated. So I definitely don't press snooze no matter how tired I am. I even used to press snooze. Like I put my phone in the kitchen and my bedroom's right there. And I still, in order to force myself to get up, right? And before I literally got up, walked to the kitchen, pressed snooze, and went back to bed. And when I woke up like an hour or two later, I just felt like so unmotivated, right? So I get up as soon as my alarm goes off, and then I hop into a cold shower, 5 minutes. The reason I do a cold shower is because it builds my mental discipline, my mental fortitude. Learning how to become comfortable in extremely uncomfortable situations is very, there's a lot of applications towards that in life. And it's a very great way to build yourself from the inside out. So that's the reason I have a cold shower. Next, I do 30 minutes of visualization. And visualization is a pretty watered down term these days. There's a lot of different types, a lot of different gurus telling you to do different types of visualization, whatever the case may be. For me, so it's visualization. It's all about what works for you in the season of life that you're currently in. So if your primary focus is attaining the body you want, then attach visualization to that. You could, whatever motivates you, right? For me, it's literally looking at YouTube for the houses that I want, right? And that just gets me going for some reason. At other points in my life, I was looking at, cars or motivational YouTube videos, or perhaps just thinking in my head about the impact I want to create. A lot of different things have motivated me sufficiently over the years. Right now, this one just inspires me and makes me feel good on the inside. So that's what I'm currently running with. But whatever works for you guys, whatever motivates you guys, okay? I do half an hour of that. And then I meditate for 15 minutes. And I meditate because personally it provides me a lot of mental clarity. It reduces stress, reduces anxiety. And I find that I'm a lot more emotionally stable as I go throughout the rest of my day if I'm consistently doing meditation. That emotional roller coaster that I was talking about happens a lot easier if you don't meditate, because meditation essentially widens the gap between stimulus and your reaction. So people who don't meditate, stimulus happens, they instantly react and they don't even know it. And it's just completely a reactionary way to live. And that's why a lot of people who have like bad tempers or are super emotional on the surface, those are the people who typically don't meditate, because when you meditate, it widens the gap. So you can accept stimulus and then you're at a more calm state. You can kind of analyze it and then react. And it's just a lot more peaceful way to live. And I'm a lot more content that way. So that's the primary benefit I've found from meditation. However, everyone experiences different benefits at different times. Meditation, I find, kind of meets you where you're at. So for example, if you're a super uptight and stressful and anxious person, that will literally probably be the first benefit that you find through meditation, is a reduction in anxiety, a reduction in stress, right? So it kind of meets you where you're at mentally. I find that it inherently focuses on the most pressing issues with your mindset. And so there could be a bunch of different benefits from meditation for you. A side benefit for meditation is erasing any and all stimulus from your brain for a certain amount of time. I do it for 15 minutes, like I said. We're in a world these days where instant gratification stimulus is constantly at our fingertips, coming at us. Phones, laptops, friends, TV, Netflix, YouTube. It's all instant, and if we don't have it, we need it, right? We need that dopamine rush. So erasing that for 15 minutes is largely beneficial in just increasing focus, your attention span. People who spend most people spend most of their time consuming social media, consuming online shopping, consuming, right? And for this reason, I've said this many times, that's the reason why most people don't achieve anything decent in life, whether it's a body or a career or whatever the case may be. When you learn how to actually live without constant stimulus coming in, then you can actually focus. And Bill Gates, Warren Buffett were put in separate rooms. They both were asked, what's the key to success? They both said focus, without knowing what the other person was going to say. It's no secret. Distractions are literally the Achilles heel of achievement. So learning how to focus, learning how to not need that instant stimulus is super valuable. And that's another reason why I meditate. And after I meditate, I read for half an hour. And I read because I truly believe that the more you learn, the more you earn. The most successful people on the planet, both dead and alive, have put decades and decades of lessons and gems into 10 days worth of reading. And that in itself should justify reading. A lot of people don't take it seriously. It also inspires me to read, whether it's like business, inspiration or personal development stuff. It definitely inspires me and makes me feel good in addition to learning. So it's definitely a worthwhile half an hour in my morning. And then I do affirmations, and this is another thing that's been kind of watered down in today's society. I take my affirmations straight from Think and Grow Rich, the book, a book I recommend everyone read. It really teaches you that thoughts become things, and that your dominating thoughts literally become your reality. And learning how to control the dominating thoughts that you have is a super high leverage move in life. And that's why I have that in my morning routine as well. And that pretty much sums it up, guys. Something I actually recently started doing as of this morning is writing down something I'm grateful for in general and something I'm grateful for that's going to happen today. So kind of just injecting a little bit of gratitude there, I think, is super valuable as well. And that is it. I'm trying to think. Oh, another thing I started doing this morning was just moving my body for like 1 to 2 minutes, like doing some squats, doing some push-ups, doing some lunges, just a couple things to get the blood flowing, the heart pumping, and because the morning routine I just went through, it's a pretty stagnant routine, right? You're sitting or whatever for most of it, so just getting your body moving a little bit can be a nice little energy boost. And that's pretty much the current state of my morning routine. It takes about 2 hours. It makes me feel super good coming out of it. Makes me feel ready to tackle the day. And feel free to use any of the habits that I mentioned, or ask me for clarification on how those habits could apply to you and your goals in your life. And or definitely, if you already know things that make you feel good, definitely start to implement them into your mornings. And the last, I guess, habit that I have in my morning routine is not checking my phone throughout the entire thing. So I don't check my phone from 4:55 to 7, right? 2 hours. And then after my morning routine, I immediately have a 90-minute work session where I tackle some tasks I have for the day, and I continue to not look at my phone for that amount of time as well. So for the first 3.5 hours of my day, I don't look at my phone. And this goes back to the focus thing. It's teaching yourself not to need that stimulus and actually get some real progress, some real work done. And then I'm coming out of my morning 8:30 with a primed mindset, some good work done. And I used to wake up at around then, and I get way more done now than before I used to wake up. So it's a really productive routine and habit I've implemented into my life, and I really want you guys to start thinking about how you can implement stuff like this as well. Your life is determined by the accumulation of what you get done on a daily basis, and your days are ultimately determined by your mornings. So your mornings have a huge impact on the outcome of your life, and it's really smart to start thinking about how you can control your mornings and how you can use them to prime them for each day, and therefore create a better life for yourself. So I hope you guys found some value in this video. Definitely ask me in the comments or via direct message if you have any questions, again, about how to implement this for yourself. And thanks for watching, guys. If you stuck with me throughout this whole thing, I definitely appreciate your time, and crush the rest of your day.